Hello everybody, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings The Third Age walkthrough. Boy, if that wasn't just obvious from the title right there, huh? Anyways, let's do the Helm's Deep Evil Mode. Yeah, how about that? A little late, but better late than never. Alright. Boom! Okay, well, alright, so there's got one shot there. That's a little embarrassing. Not the greatest way to start. Okay, we got two dudes down. That's actually alright. So, worst case scenario is if they were to knock down one of your ladders in the first turn. That's gonna be tough to come back from. Now, this guy is awesome. The caster. You're actually going to want to use Uric Poison on, you know, I don't know that it really matters. I don't know that Legolas is really the best choice. I think somebody like Barethor probably would have been better. Potentially Morwen. But really, I guess anybody that's got a decent amount of health and you kind of need to stop them from doing any damage. The Berserker obviously has Stagger Foe here, which is just ridiculous. I would definitely try to lock down Barethor if he hasn't used Stand Fast already. Otherwise, that Stagger Foe is not going to do you much good. Crippling. Alright, so the evil version of Crippling, if that makes... I don't know how to describe that. Alright, so when you're playing as the evil characters, their version of Crippling is significantly weaker than if you were playing like the hero characters. And what I mean by that is, normally if you're playing a hero character, not only does it add the Crippling like debuff, but it also knocks back your target's, I guess, next turn, if that makes sense. Unfortunately, when you're playing the evil characters, it doesn't do that. It doesn't knock their turn back. It does seem to make them act less frequently, though. So, there may be something to the quote-unquote slowing effect. Anyways, the thing you gotta remember, though, with especially with these Berserkers, is they work the exact same way as your characters. When you cripple somebody, if you stun someone, you need to keep using stun with that character on the same character. Otherwise, the stun is going to wear off and they're going to get a turn. So, again, I don't know. I guess I don't know why I'm changing different targets like this, but I really think that Barethor is a better target to keep locked down. And then kind of pick off your other characters, I suppose. Poison up as many people as you can. That is really going to help you with getting these guys down. And reason being, you know, as long as they get a couple of turns, it's actually really good if you can poison somebody and then keep them stun locked. That'll just, you know, really help you get them down sooner. But, you know, poison as many different people as you can. And just take them out. Take them out one by one. Here I went with a battle renewal. I guess we'll see how much health this... Oh, wow, okay. That really doesn't restore that much health. I think, I guess it's hard to say, but potentially getting a poison off on Eowyn may have been a better choice. I'm not really sure on that. To be honest, though, I think we've got this battle under control. This is essentially over. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that this battle renewal is actually worth it. It doesn't restore enough health to really make it worth it. So I guess I wouldn't recommend using that. You know, when these guys are able to do 10,000 plus damage in a turn, a small little 2,500 health heal is just not going to be very effective. So again, I would skip that. Get the poisons off on all the different characters you can. If everybody's poisoned, then you know, really do whatever you want. I think you've fairly pretty much won at that point. Anyways, let's keep going here. Our next fight is obviously Gimli. He's going to be I guess the target that you're going to want to lock down, if at all possible. We obviously don't have any berserkers at the moment, but I believe we will get some. So when that does happen, you will want to, again, get Gimli locked down. Unfortunately, with these characters or these guys with the shield, look at, they have nothing. Urik Slash, that's it. That's actually a really crappy attack, and these guys are extremely weak. This is awesome, though. I miss on Morwen, I think, 3 times in a row. Yeah, so there's 2. I was actually pretty peeved at this. Silencing Arrow. Boy, this is a tough call on whether or not this is worth it. In hindsight, I would almost recommend not using it. I guess if you are, though, look at there. That was that 3 or was that 4 misses in a row? Sorry, I lost track there. Anyways, the Silencing Arrow may be more useful on Hadhod. Reason being, he will use Stone Shield, and that is extremely annoying to try to hack through. Here we've got a Berserker, so things are looking up. I don't know if the reinforcements for this are set, like, you know, you always get a Berserker, your 3rd reinforcement, blah, 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 blah. I'm not sure, but once you get those in, it really helps, obviously. Anyways, so whether or not Silencing Arrow is good on Aodin, I'm not really sure. He does, look at this, he does pretty good physical damage, so that's a tough call. Anyways, I guess if I was going to recommend silencing anyone, it would actually be Hadhod first. But at this point, take out Morwen as soon as you can. She's got the least amount of health. And like I said earlier, get Gimli on lockdown as soon as you possibly can. Yeah, let's get rid of some of these swordsmen. Who cares about them? I got another bow dude. Alright, and then just keep in mind, you know, once again, when you start stunning an enemy like Gimli, make sure you're keeping track of which character you're using to stun, and you know, have that character keep stunning him over and over and over until he's, you know, dead, or until you can get other people killed off. Reason being, you don't want him waking up, and the reason why I recommend focusing on keeping Gimli locked down is he does have a stun as well, and unfortunately even your berserkers are not immune to stun. So again, keep him locked down. That was pretty weak. So Hadhod doesn't seem to be a real dangerous target right now. I believe he does get a stone shield off on somebody, though. Hopefully, I'm sure that's coming up. I vaguely remember him getting a stone shield off on Gimli, I think. Who knows, though? I could be completely mixing up this playthrough with my last playthrough. I'm not sure. I guess we're going to find out, though. Alright, so Stagger Foe, get that back on Gimli. Stop him in his tracks once again. You know, if it wasn't already super obvious... Oh, why did I do this? Okay, so this was a stupid move. Number 1, he's already silenced. Number 2, Silence Arrow doesn't actually do any damage. So... that was a complete waste of a turn. So there you go, learn from my mistakes. That actually would have been an okay move. There it is. There's the stone shield. And on Gimli. So I was right. Alright, so it was this particular playthrough. And that's unfortunate. You're going to have to then, you know, bust through his stone shield. But that is why we use Silencing Arrow on him. That's one time was enough. Alright. Leeching Blow. Not really worth using. I think a better idea would have been to just keep stunning. But anyways, let's keep moving here. Let's keep stunning these turds. So I was gonna mention earlier one of the things that you gotta remember, you know, for these hard modes, and actually, I mean, even in the actual game when you're playing the good characters, generally any sort of crowd control or like crippling effect, stunning effect, sleep, fear, that sort of thing, immobilizations, that is what's going to win you battles 9 times out of 10. Brute force, yeah, sometimes it works. If you, I guess I've demonstrated, I think, that works sometimes, but you really have to, I guess you have to really build right to make that happen. So, anyways, long story short, again, keep these guys stun locked, and then you know, just go to town. This battle seems to me is completely under control now. But we'll keep up the stuns just to make sure. You just never know. Yep, here we go. And that is why these berserkers are so awesome. I almost used the silent skill again. Look at that though. He takes so little damage. It's crazy. And then at this point, I just wanted to get this guy down, so I didn't worry about stunning. Double crit for 547. Womp womp. Alright. We gotta be getting close here. Oh, yeah, actually, you know what I was doing is I was paying attention to the turn order there, and I noticed that Gimli wasn't going to be getting a turn for quite some time, so I just stopped using stagger over and over. And now that I've got him re-staggered, then we'll just go to town and keep pounding on him. Look at those berserkers. Man, they do good damage. Way better than these other dudes. The bowman. Oh, a big miss. Yeah, and so this is essentially in the bag. I mean, in all honesty, you don't really need to, or I didn't need to do anything fancy. I didn't need to even bother stunning him at this point anymore. Boom. Terrible rage. I gotta hand it to him. Gimli's got some cool looking abilities there. His Balrog's Gambit is really cool looking too. Swings the axe around all crazy. Actually, I think maybe that animation might be the same for Erebor Rage. Don't remember right off the top of my head, but die already. He's just so tanky, and this is kind of why you want to leave him for last. He just has so much health. Yeah, you know. So that's another strategy for evil modes is, you know, take down the weaker enemies first. Or sorry, the weaker heroes, or the ones with, you know, lower HP, lower defenses. Morwyn's always a good first target. Elagast, Aedan, so on and so forth. Anyways, all right, let's get we've got our items. I don't remember what the rewards were for this one, and I didn't stay in the victory screen long enough to really get a good look, but hopefully we'll go into the menu right away and check what we've got. So, all right, here we go. Polished Elfstone of Armor Enhancement. All right, we've already got a bunch of those. Obviously, we got those from Helm's Deep with the little trick, and I hear, okay, that's interesting. She was missing one, and I'm betting that Polished Elfstone of Armor Enhancement is going to go on her, because that is a really good choice. Yep, there we go. She needs all the armor she can get. All right, Numenorian Dark Battle Plate Vambraces. Where did I get? Did I get those from the evil mode? I think that was actually. I think so anyway. And then the Second Age Longsword of the Accursed is actually pretty phenomenal. It's got the ability on it called Biting Blade, And Biting Blade is pretty overpowered. What it's going to do for you is anytime you use just the regular attack command, or anytime you counterattack, Barathor will absorb the damage that he deals. So it's kind of like a drain health, except again, it's, you know, just his regular sword attack and his counterattack. Unfortunately, that effect doesn't happen, you know, when you use your combo attacks or your other sword abilities. But if that was the case, it would be super overpowered, although I kind of feel like it is anyway. So I mean, in all honesty, I don't ever really use just the regular attack command. But the fact that you absorb damage whenever you counterattack, that's actually pretty huge. I mean, what's a better time to absorb health, right, than when you just took damage? So, anyways, you'll see it. I'm sure there'll be a couple of times here where he'll counterattack, and you'll see that that blade in action. That's not the only one in the game. Also, that's like that. There are a few other weapons in the game, and not just specifically Barathor, but there are, again, a couple in the game that have that ability on it. And I guess much like this one, they feel pretty overpowered. But anyways, all right, we've got a fixed battle here somewhere. There we go. Oh yes, this battle. All right, so the one thing that you can totally cheese on this fight, or just know that these guys can be feared, or sorry, silenced. I'm sorry, and silence affects all targets. So, you know, again, that is these casters here are mostly immune. They're immune to most things, just like the casters in the other areas. But again, they can be silenced. So if you've got your Shadowcraft skills up, bring your, you know, whoever's got that in, silence them, and then they will only be able to use their, I think they've got like a skill called Morgul Bash or something like that. So far less threat than their spirit abilities. So again, put that silence to good use and shut them up, and then take them down. I don't believe there's any treasure out here. I kind of am just looking, I guess, at across the, what is this, across the river? I think that's, actually I can't remember what's on the opposite side of Osgiliath. Is that supposed to be Minas Tirith? I can't remember. Anyways. I'm geographically challenged. One thing that's a little interesting about Osgiliath is the first time you run through here, there are no random encounters. There are literally only fixed encounters, and I guess I never realized that before, but it's kind of interesting. At least until we get to the sewers, sorry, so I guess there is one little caveat. But at least half of Osgiliath, there are no random encounters. Dwarf Belt Buckle of the Lords. I thought I remember that being good. So let's find out. 11 speed, 7 spirit. I like that, actually. So we'll see if I end up equipping that, but for obviously the way I'm building, I'm very heavy spirit as well as speed. And there you have it. So I did equip it. Man, that one's got good decks. That one of the Buckle of the Smiths. Moria Mithril is really good too. And this one's got a ton of speed, a ton of dex. Oh, did I re-equip that? I did. Oh yeah, here I'm trying to decide which one I'm gonna add. Okay, so I stuck with the old one. I did. I guess the stats were pretty close, so you know it didn't. I guess it wasn't a huge difference either way. But I guess I did decide to stick with the old one. Alright, third age Rohirric steel spear. That sure looks like it's... Oh, yeah. Alright, let's toss that bad boy on. I noticed a lot of the spears seem to give negatives to Aodin's stats, which is okay if you're going with like a more physical-based Aodin. However, I rarely do anything with his melee attacks, so I really, again, don't, you know, kind of like some of my other characters, I don't really care that much about the stats on the weapon as well as the damage. I guess most importantly the damage. So I tend to stick with things that you know, give me the stats that I actually am looking for, speed or spirit being the two major ones. All right, and what do you know? Hey, we got another spear. It's crazy. They just start raining spears on you for this guy. And what else did I get there? I got an item from Morwen, I believe. And I'm going the wrong way. Alright, what do we got here? 6 strength, 7 dex, 1 speed, and some good resists. That's not bad. Yeah, I think that's actually kind of better. Yeah, overall I think that's better. This, I'm not going to bother equipping that. It's got, doesn't have the stats I need on it. Yeah, I'll probably just stick with the +1 speed on the other spear. Again, if you're going with a physical based, or if you're using Aodin's spear craft, you're gonna want to, you know, stick with whatever weapon has the best damage. I actually forgot to mention in the previous fight here, so they introduced a different mechanic here where there's like a barrier, and your characters can't, I believe whoever's in the center can attack either, you know, either side, and, you know, have free reign over their target, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that being said, they don't want you know, characters on your one side to be able to run all the way across, you know, through the barrier and then attack the other enemies. So anyways, long story short, it's not going to affect me one bit because we're just blasting everything to smithereens with Wheel of Fire. But you know, if you need to, you may need to swap characters in and out to actually, you know, get attacks onto the characters that you want. You know, otherwise, use Elagast, use any spirit powers, you know, that sort of thing to take down your foes. And here we've got a new bow. I'm not wild about the stats on this, but I believe I end up equipping it anyway because, once again, Elagast is all about I mean, and he doesn't have any other way of dealing damage. And so I've got his, I think I've got his super crappy bow equipped, or one of his super crap. Anyways, that's why I think that's why his damage was kind of bad. Unless I'm completely mistaken there, and his damage is just bad because his damage is just bad. I don't remember. Anyways, I thought that he was using the bow that, you know, one of the really old ones. And, you know, again, that's okay if you're skilling up and you don't actually want to deal so much damage. It's not actually a too bad of a strategy. Alright, so all of these enemies are vulnerable to sleep, or at least the ones in this particular battle. We've got 2 archers, and then these, I don't know what these are, these veteran swordsmen, whatever. They do a crippling style attack, which, again, not as effective as like the crippling attacks that the heroes get. It may slow the attack rate of the heroes, but it didn't seem to be very noticeable. And then on top of that, you know, it doesn't delay the next action like the heroes' abilities do. So, you know, I don't know. Anyways, or what is this guy? Okay, so that was the archer. Obviously can be slowed, which means any crippling attack is going to work on them. Here's the vet. You can stun them. I see, as well as Sleep and Root. I believe Root is Elagost's, what is his, Fangorn Roots, I believe. That's his like final ability in his Ranger Craft tree, and it's pretty insane. I believe it's a complete immobilization. I don't believe I use it a single time this entire game, but I mean, by all means, it is pretty good. I don't know. I don't end up using it. I guess I don't even have that much info on it. I don't know the reuse timer. You know, I'm not sure. I tend to just use other abilities instead. Alright, what do we got here? Is this basically the same exact fight? It sure looks like it. Yeah, 2 archers. Nope, okay. It's a little different. 2 vets. Oh, the lancer here. Or the guy with the lance. So, those guys, I'm trying to remember all their different stuff. I know they're immune to sleep. I believe they're immune to fear. I think you can use Suffocate Evil on them. I'm not 100% sure. Hopefully we've got some footage of me at least attempting it. But again, I'm not 100% sure on that. Anyways, you know what? This is going to be the end of this video. I think we're going to do, yeah, we're going to equip some new gear that we've got. And then, yeah, just save the game, and we'll continue the walkthrough in the next video. So like, comment, subscribe, whatever you guys want to do. Hope these guys are helpful though, and hope you keep watching. All right, thanks for joining me.